Um, I think the immediate reaction was a feeling of a little bit shocked, a bit numb. I suppose we had the day off yesterday and come in and train today, and it is a bit weird, but Bucks has done a fantastic job as well as the coaches of really knuckling down and trying to get us focused on the task at hand for Monday. So we acknowledge that it's going to be a big occasion. It's going to be a bit of emotion in the game, but we want to be able to go out there and play a good brand of footy on Monday and try and get the result. And I think there's been different conversations amongst the group about how everyone's coping, and it's just more just checking in and see how everyone's going, because there'll be a range of emotions and different players will handle it differently, and the same can be said for everyone that's been involved at this club that's come across and dealt with Bucks in his playing and coaching career.
From a playing group point of view, mate, do you feel like a sense of responsibility to get that result for him on Monday?
You can't. It's AFL football. We can't. We'd love to get a win, and I feel like our form the last sort of 3 or 4 weeks has been building, and obviously we had a good result over in Adelaide in trying circumstances. So I think one thing that we have been fairly consistent at this year is our effort. At times our skill and our execution has been poor, but I feel like that's building. And we'll go out there and give it a best shot, and it'd be great to send him off with a win, and that's what we'll be aiming to do.
Scott, you obviously are a teammate and coach Brian for a long time. Can you just give us a sense of what he's meant to your career and his presence around the place?
Yeah, coming in for me as a 17-year-old, and I think when you told people you got drafted to Collingwood, they all just it was Nathan Buckley or Eddie Maguire or people like that. He's just been such a strong figure and such a big role model for the way to attack your football career, your way to attack life, and he's been a huge impact on me. Probably more so as a coach than as a player, because I only played with him for probably a handful of games because he was injured for quite a bit there towards the end. But his impact as a coach, when he was assistant coach and since being a senior coach, the relationships we've formed over that 9.5 years has been fantastic, and to play under him and to be involved in a part of his journey has been a privilege.
What do you think the approach will be? I know you've still got Monday's game, but what do you think the approach will be of Robert Harvey and yourself and the playing group for the back end of the season?
It's probably one that once the dust settles on Monday, I really haven't projected that far forward, but it'd be catching up with halves and the leaders at this football club. And I heard a little bit this morning driving in about Alistair Clarkson speaking about how the Hawthorn group, their mid-season buy, reset it and worked out what they wanted to achieve out of their last block for the season. I think it will be no different here. So we know that Harves is not going to turn the place upside down. He's been a assistant coach here for a long time, and there might be a few things that he might do differently. I'm not too sure, but it's off the back of a trying circumstance. It's a great opportunity for Harves on the other foot, because he's been close a few times, and an opportunity for him now.
What sort of person is Robert Harvey? What's it like when he coaches you? What are the differences between the two, do you think?
Oh, well, it's really hard to say because he's never coached me before. He's been my line coach for basically my last 7 or 8 years, but I think every assistant coach that becomes a coach always says it's a lot different once you sit in that hot seat. So I've got a fantastic relationship with Harves. A lot of guys have strong relationships with him, and as I said, we'll support him as well as we can and back him in, and look forward to that time when it comes. But our focus is squarely around how we play this week, and I think that's how Bucks would want it. That's how Harves would want it as well.
Hey, Pedals, it seems like everyone's had an opinion on what sort of coach this football club needs. Have you had any time to think about what sort of coach you need, whether it's the inexperienced and the fresh start, or someone that's been there, done that?
No, I think that will play out above my head. I think the club will do what they need to and be really expansive in the search that they do and interview and I think footy clubs now across the board usually find the right person. So I'm not sure if we need a super senior guy that's been around before or a young guy. It's the first time I'm going through sort of a coaching change in my career, so I'm not really sure how best clubs or what it is, how they do it. So yeah, I trust the people in charge to make the right call.
What type of coach do you feel like you respond best to?
I think coaching from when I first started to now, that's a lot more relationship based, and Bucks has been strong in that regard. Mick was very good, and that's why, as I was speaking about Harves before, he's got great relationships as well. So, but yeah, as I said before, I feel like every senior coach that was an assistant that sits in the hot seat, they say it's different to what they thought. There's more involved, more work. So, ideally we just want a coach who can bring the best out of the group, and whether that's Harves or somebody else, we'll be looking forward to, playing under a new coach, whether, as I said, that's Harves or whoever that may be.
Pendles, you mentioned obviously it's been a pretty big period with Bucks' news, but beyond that, the last 6 to 8 months, there's been a hell of a lot going on at the football club. Sitting here now with this being the latest domino, I guess, before, what are you making of what's happened in this period and where the club's sitting right now?
I think from the start, as a playing group and a coaching group, we've said that we really just want to try and control what we can. There has been, and there always will be with this football club, there's a lot of external noise. And look, we're sitting here, I think are we 3-9, 3-8? And the season hasn't gone as well as we thought, but I don't think at any stage you sat there and questioned this group's effort. And as I said before, rightfully you can question our skill and our execution, but we're cracking in, we're trying to play the right way. We've been really competitive in all our games. We've had opportunities in all our games. We just haven't been good enough to win. So, but I feel like, as I said before, we found a little bit of form in the last few weeks. Geelong, Port Adelaide didn't get the result, but pushed them a fair way. And then last week in trying circumstances against Adelaide. And yeah, we're just trying to look after what we can, and hopefully Monday we can go out there and put in a good performance.
Is it tough to do that though? Just so much going on. From net guy, the salary cut flows, the do better report, Bucks, Jeff Walsh moving on. It seems like it's been one thing after another for a pretty consistent period now. Oh
yeah, don't get me wrong. You'd love to have blue skies and no issues at your football club, and you can just worry about the day to day. And we walk into training, and more often than not, you've got a camera in your face, or you leave training, there's cameras at the door trying to get you when you leave. And it'd be great if you could have blue skies, but I've been a part of this football club for 16 years or 15, and there's always a story, there's always something happening, and it's a privilege at times, and there's pressure at times that come with that. So it's all part of being an AFL footballer. And as I said, I don't think all the stuff that's happened for us, I don't think is an excuse to be 3-9. We can't look and go, there's too much pressure on us this year or anything like that. So we just haven't performed the way we wanted to on field, and we're trying to fix that in the remaining part of the year.
Bucks said, Scott, that he felt like there was an appetite for change. Do you think that's a fair reflection of what the playing group would think, or yourself?
I think, Bucks, Righty, the club as a whole said they would make a decision at the halfway point of what they felt was the best for the football club, and I think they've done that. It hasn't been about what's best for Bucks or what's best for Righty or whoever making, what suited. It was literally that these guys were really open. They had some discussions around what they think's best for the football club, and they've come to the point where they think the best thing for this football club is to move forward and explore other options. And Bucks spoke to the playing group about the decision and how they come to that. And I feel like it's a pretty mature approach by Bucks and the club to it's one thing to say we're going to put the club first, but to then go out and action that is I think all parties involved should be very proud of how they've handled this situation. And as I said, we look forward now to Monday.
Hey, no disrespect to Bucks, Pendles, but do you feel excited about this next phase?
As I said, I haven't projected literally past Monday. I'm really looking forward to playing under Bucks on Monday for the last time, and going out there and trying to get the result. So, I can't look up whoever becomes the coach, or if it's Harves or someone else. I'll play as hard as I can under them as what I have under Bucks. But as I said, the club made a decision that what they think's best for the football club, and we move forward in another direction after Monday.
What sort of match do you think Monday will present? What sort of style of football will you bring, mate? Is it like a sense of freedom and a more attacking brand, risk and reward type football?
No, I think you'll see the same Collingwood that you've seen for the last few weeks. Really competitive. We want to be able to, Melbourne, what a test for us. They're playing, some of the best football in the league right now. So their midfield's been on fire. Their big guys are catching it. They're defending really well. So it's a really great test for us, and obviously the occasion as well with Free's MND. It's a huge game. Would love to have been in Melbourne, but up in Sydney, and we're ready to give them a shake and see how we go.
Do you think you'll be, are you going to be playing across a half-back flank kind of role or a defensive role, Scott? Do you see that as sort of a place for you in the future?
Yeah, so obviously, played a bit back last week, which was an enjoyable experience, and I think it'll be much similar to last week for me. Me and Crispy sort of have that ability to go half back or through the midfield, and I think Melbourne would probably already know that, and it's not declaring our hand or anything, but you'll find us in similar roles this weekend.
Mason Cox named. Where's he at, and how's the team tracking? Do you think he'll play?
I think our side goes out this afternoon. Does it go out this afternoon? Yeah, it goes out this afternoon. So, Coxie trained really strongly today. More through the ruck today than probably the traditional spot of playing forward. So, you'll have to wait till 4:30 to find the side out.
It's got a few key people like Graham Wright and the president Mark Porter who said that the club's probably 2 or 3 years away from contending again. Do you share that view, or what's your take on where it sits? That's probably a fair assessment of where they see the list. And one thing that I know as a player is you never know what can happen, and I don't think anyone in 18 predicted that would be a side that would challenge. And I don't think too many people probably predicted what happened this year. So they probably see our list 2-3 years away, but our job as players is to come in and perform and try and find confidence, and then anything can happen. And I'm a firm believer that if we can play some good footy in the back half of the year, build some confidence, who knows, for 2022.
Does Collingwood's performance impact how long you want to play for them, Scott?
Good question. I haven't really thought too much about that. I feel like while I'm still fit, enjoying the game, got a passion for the game, and really enjoy helping these younger guys through that, I'll keep playing. But that'd be a discussion for me, Righty. I suppose the next senior coach of where they see me and how I can help this group move forward. So whether that's different positions, different roles, stepping aside, whatever that will be. I'll always put the club first in that regard.